All right, let's dive into what is, hands down, the most famous verse in the entire Bible. You've seen it on signs and stadiums, pretty much everywhere. But what if I told you the version you know is missing a huge piece of its original power? To get to that, we've got to go back to the source and decode this thing word by powerful word.
First, you have to get the scene. So picture this. We're in Jerusalem. It's the dead of night. The streets are completely empty, and the whole city is just wrapped in darkness. And in that silence, a secret meeting is about to happen that will literally change the course of history. So, a man named Nicodemus is our main character here. And you have to understand, this guy is a big deal. He's a top religious leader and expert, someone with everything to lose. And he is risking all of it, sneaking through the city at night because he has these burning questions for a controversial teacher named Jesus.
And right in the middle of this tense, secret conversation, Jesus says something that just cuts through everything. He basically delivers the entire gospel, the whole message, in one single incredible sentence.
And there it is, John 3:16. Everything you need to know. God's motive, his incredible sacrifice, our response, and the ultimate promise, it's all packed into these few words. But here's the thing. To really feel the weight of it, we have to look closer at the original language it was written in.
The English translation is beautiful, for sure, but it just can't quite capture the punch of the original Greek. There are a few key words in this verse that are like little treasure chests with whole worlds of meaning packed inside them. So let's open them up.
Okay, first up is the word for loved. The Greek word is agape. Now, this isn't about romantic feelings or even the love between friends. Agape is a totally different kind of love. It's a self-sacrificing, unconditional love that gives everything and expects absolutely nothing in return. It's a choice. It's an action.
And here's a really crucial detail from the original text. The verse isn't just saying God loved the world a lot. The way the Greek is structured actually puts the emphasis on how God loved. It's focused on the specific, shocking method he chose. So it's not about the quantity of his love, but the quality of his action. And what was that action? Giving his son.
This brings us to the Son. The Greek word used here is monogenēs. Now, for centuries, this was translated in a way that kind of missed the point. And you have to hear what it really means. It doesn't just mean only like a number. It means he is completely unique, one of a kind, in a class all by himself. So here's why that distinction is such a game changer. The older phrase, only begotten, can get a little confusing. The more accurate meaning, one of a kind, tells us something profound. There has never been and will never be another like Jesus. His very nature, his relationship with God the Father is completely and utterly unique. And that makes the sacrifice, well, infinitely more costly.
Okay, so God gives this one-of-a-kind son. What's our part? The verse says we have to believe. The Greek word is pisteo, and this is so much more than just agreeing with a fact in your head. It's not like checking a box. Pisteo means to actively trust in, to rely on, to put your entire weight on, to commit your whole life and allegiance to someone.
And what happens when we do that? We get everlasting life. In Greek, it's zoe aionios. And listen, this is way bigger than just living forever and not dying. It's about the quality of that life. It's talking about the very life of the age to come, the kind of life that God himself lives and enjoys. It's a whole different category of existence.
So you see, when you put all these richer, deeper meanings together, the verse just opens up. It's not just a nice little saying. It's the complete blueprint for salvation, laid out perfectly in 5 simple parts. Let's walk through it.
It all starts with God's initiative. He's the one who loved first. This love leads to his unbelievable sacrifice, giving his unique son. And who was it for? The scope is universal, for the world. And that means everyone, no exceptions. The response couldn't be simpler, just active trust. And the promise is the ultimate prize, this God kind of life.
And here's the part that would have absolutely shocked a guy like Nicodemus. Look at what's not on the list. You don't need to be morally perfect. You don't need to perform a bunch of religious rituals. It doesn't matter what your background is or what your social status is. It's just trust. I mean, this was scandalous. It completely leveled the playing field and made this promise available to anyone, anywhere.
And that leads us to the stunning paradox, which is right at the very heart of the whole message. The gift of salvation is offered to you and me completely free. But the cost to God? It was infinite. He didn't just send his son on a trip. He gave him over to rejection, to suffering, and to death. So, okay, that's the deep dive. But why does this ancient verse still matter so much? what does this all mean for you, for me, right now? Because, understanding it is one thing, but actually living it, well, that changes absolutely everything.
Let me give you 3 ways this can start to sink in. First, let the reality of God's agape love, this relentless, giving love, silence all your doubts about your worth. Second, let the beautiful simplicity of it all free you from that treadmill of trying to be good enough. You can't earn it. And third, let its universal scope, the fact that God loved the world, just blow your heart wide open for every single person you meet.
When you really, truly get it, this verse should do 2 things. It should absolutely wreck you with gratitude for what it cost God, and then it should completely remake you with the joy of receiving such a powerful free gift. It's designed to change how you see yourself, how you see God, and how you see everyone around you.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. This one sentence describes a love with an infinite cost, a global reach, and an eternal promise. What would actually change in your life, starting today, if you really began to live as if every single word of it is true?